Hey everyone, this is Rachel and welcome to another scrapbooking process video. If you hang out until after the video is through, there are always detailed shots of my current layout. Let's get going!
Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be working with the last of the page kits I put together using Felicity Jane stuff. Now I know I've been working with page kits a lot. I put them together to work with over the summer just to give me a quick start. But before I put all of those page kits together, I started off by putting together 5 page kits from Felicity Jane. That is Ms. Xanthi saying hi. So this was the last one of that. I've worked through all of the others, making at least, making 2 layouts per page kit. It's kind of, I was trying to learn how to do it because I've never really made page kits a lot before, maybe just once before. And if the camera starts shaking, it's because Xanthi is rubbing up against it like a dork. This really taught me I don't need to put as much into a page kit as I think I do, because I ended up having enough paper and embellishments for 2 layouts each when I really just wanted enough for 1. All right, so before I go ahead, if you are watching this on the day it goes up, which is August 14th, if all goes to plan, then it is my birthday. So I thought I would go ahead and do a layout with me. So this is going to be today's layout. I have to pause it before I actually continue because Ms. Xanthi has decided to destroy everything on my table, but soon you won't see that. So I'm going to go ahead, get you guys put on fast forward. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super awesome. Have a great day and let's get going.
Alright, so I'm going to work on getting Xanthi to stay in the box at the top of the camera range and go ahead and move all of my embellishments off to the side so I can get started on my layout. Now I had picked this pink and white striped paper and I knew I was going to use it as a mat. I've got several papers still to choose from, and this is going to be a heavily layered paper layout. So I'm first starting by doing something I've been doing quite a bit lately, and that is tearing my paper, but I'm not happy with it. It's too peaky, if that makes sense. There's just too many points in it. So I go ahead and glue my photo down, and then I think about re-tearing it. But what I decide to do is go ahead and use my acrylic ruler, and this is a heavy, thick, non-bendy acrylic ruler, so I can do a very controlled tear with it. And what I'm going to be doing is tearing just one side on several of my papers. I go ahead and trim down the stripe piece. As I said, I just wanted it to be a matte. And then I'm thinking what I want for my background, whether I want that pink piece of paper or if I want the floral one. I know I want to do a later layer with this pink tone on tone as well as a bolder color in the background. What I decide to do is matte this, use this solid piece as a matte. So I'm going to go ahead and gut the piece of paper because I want to do a layer with just the plain pink. And this actually is, you are able to do this with a caterpillar, you just can't do it easily. You kind of have to shimmy the paper in and then do a really messy cut with scissors, but you are able to do it. So, and I learned that from another YouTuber. So I was super happy to learn that, because what I used to have to do if I wanted to gut my papers was pull out an older Fiskars, and which was fine until my uh, trimmer started to go dull. At that point, it's like, well, what's the point if I keep having to buy blades? I got the caterpillar, so I wouldn't have to buy blades anymore. So now that I've learned I can do that, I no longer have to pull out the Fiskars. I consider using the darker pink, but I decide no, I'd rather not have it be that bold. Let this floral be the bold part. And another trick I learned from a YouTuber was to, if you're doing this and you have a habit of not putting things down straight, as I am wont to do, to go ahead and just do one side, and then you can add glue to the rest of the sides afterwards. So I do want to use this centerpiece from the cardstock, or the solid color pattern paper. It's not really cardstock weight. So what I do is once you cut one side straight, then you can then use that one side to cut straight lines for the other sides as well. I am inking up all of my papers with Hickory Smoke Distress ink. I have my little cubes that I keep on my desk there in the neutral colors. And then I'm also adding this black and white paper. Now, I don't know what you guys see it as. They're actually tiny little hearts, not polka dots. I know it's hard to tell on the video sometimes whether something is a small heart or a small polka dot. So as I do when I'm working with a lot of paper layers, I start with my top layer and work my way down. I'm going ahead and once again using the ruler just to tear one edge, and then I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. And I'm going to repeat that several times in this layout because these are all the paper layers I'm using. I'm using the diagonal stripe, then the dark pink, then the pink tone on tone, which is slightly too big for my mini trimmer, so I do pull back out my larger trimmer to do that. And then we are going with the black and white hearts. Before I do that, of course, I'm going to go ahead and ink up the layer that is right there. And then finally, that multicolor, very pretty and realistic-ish floral, and then followed by my light pink matte. So yes, quite a few layers on this particular page. I'm going to keep, because I'm using a lot of papers and I'm using a lot of patterns, I'm going to keep the embellishments on the simple side. So for me, personally, I either throw all of the embellishments on the page and keep the papers simple, or I use a lot of the papers and keep the embellishments simple. I do have that tag, which has little stripes on it, which I'm sorry is acting all kinds of wonky on this video, along with that floral heart, which matches the floral in the paper, and then that heart with the words engraved on it. That particular heart, I have no idea where it comes from. The other hearts are all Studio Calico, but the one with the words on it, it could be a Scraptastic, but I'm not 100% sure. Scraptastic was a company from a couple years ago that did scrapbook kits. Now I believe they do planner stuff. Now, before I get my embellishments glued down, I'm not 100% sure I love them where they are right now, so I'm going to move on to my title. For part of my title, I am using these chipboard thickers. These are from Pink Paisley. They came out with the Moonstruck collection. I'm going to be using the two different shades of pink. I'm not going to be using the purple. So I'm using that to spell out the word curious. And then I'm going to pull out these black glitter puffy stickers. They are Heidi Swap. And they come from, I'm pretty sure, Michaels. I'm pretty sure Michaels still has them, but I bought them quite a while ago. They are a cursive font, and they're one of those ones where um, they're very ambiguous, where you can use it as an M or as a W, as a Y, or as an H. So they're very specifically drawn in order to have multiple uses. And I think I own them in black and in, I want to say teal or pink. I'm not sure which, but I wanted to go with the black in this case for some high contrast. A couple of my embellishments are those chipboard circles, and those are black and white as well. So I went ahead and used some glue to glue down the chipboard word curious, and then I'm going to finish off my title with the Heidi Swap alphas again, and just to put down the word friend. And I'm trying to be careful because they are cursive, so some of them do line up nicely. So this particular layout, as I said in the beginning, is about me. This is apparently my favorite stuffed animal for several years. I have no memory of him, of course, but my mother told me stories. In fact, this was a gift from my aunt and uncle, and she said that my aunt was concerned that the plastic letters that I would chew on them, so she scraped them off and then hand embroidered Curious George on his little shirt rather than just have the plastic piece. This was the 70s, so plastic was, you know, de rigueur on children's toys. They didn't care if we killed our brain cells. We also had, you know, cement, rubber cement on our classroom tables all during elementary school. So, you know, we're all lucky we're not drooling out of the sides of our mouths. All right, so I'm moving my embellishments around a little. I wasn't happy with where the tag was, so instead I moved it up. Now, obviously, I could have done my journaling there. There is a slight sheen to the Felicity Jane die cuts though, so they are a little hard to do journaling on. I also, as I said, I have those chipboard circle pieces, so I'm using a mix of those and then the wood veneer for my embellishment, and I'm pretty much keeping it simple. That's all I'm really doing for embellishing. I do pull out from Ellie Studio one of these little tags. This one is edged in pink, and that's where I'm going to do my actual journaling. And I am just going to talk about where I got this Curious George doll and the fact that it was one of my favorite toys for quite a long while. I do end up moving one of those embellishment clusters down by my journaling tag. I like the look of it better. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't super happy. And here's where I realized I really wanted to ink the edges of both the tag and that heart with the hickory smoke. It does take a little bit of time to dry. As I said, it's got a slightly slick surface. So I go ahead and do that, and that way it pops more off the page rather than blending in, which I find can happen when you use very soft colors like I am here. So I'm using my art glitter clear glue just to reinforce all of the chipboard pieces, and then I'm putting down my journaling square, and I am going to go ahead and get that down. I am almost finished here. I'm just going to be using liquid glue to glue all of my embellishments down, and then I'm going to go ahead and write my journaling. While I am doing that, I want to say thank you guys so much for joining me here. I so appreciate all of you who take the time to watch my videos. I hope you will join me again, and if you're not a subscriber, please feel free to click on that subscription button. And I do like to try to get out videos at least twice a week. I think I'm done, but I decide no, there is gold running through that word curious in that font from Pink Paisley, so I'm going to add some Heidi Swapp gold color shine to finish off my layout. Thank you guys so much. If you could flick me a thumbs up, that would be super appreciative. Bye everyone.